My name is Frank Principi, and I serve as your elected representative on the Prince William Board of County Supervisors. And I am so happy to be here tonight because for a decade now, I have been hearing directly from business owners, constituents, commuters in particular, that Neabsco Mills Road is the most important choke point that we need to deal with in Woodbridge. And so fast forward to tonight, we're happy to be here to talk about and to receive input from you about improvements in the widening of the road here in front of Freedom High School and down to Route 1. There are two objectives for tonight's session, just to be real clear. Objective number one is to make sure that you all gain a better understanding on the particulars of the project. $33.5 million starts in, I think, October of 2020, finishes in August of 2022. It's about 0.8 of a mile, about 4,000 feet, and there are impacts. And we want to make sure you understand what those impacts are, and we want to work with you as part of your local and state government to ensure that we do everything possible to mitigate the negative impacts of this construction project on your businesses, on your commute, on your homes. I think we have the homeowner here. Where'd our homeowner go? From across the street. Did he leave? The gentleman that owns the home across the street is here.
We took care of him.
I did. We took care of him? He's happy now. So yeah. This particular project is part of a much larger infrastructure program going on in eastern Prince William, in particular in Woodbridge. We have something like 1.7 billion, that's billion with a B, in public and private investment coming out of the ground now, be it roads or schools or commercial establishments. We just opened another George Mason University campus in Belmont Bay just a month or so ago. So we are growing and we are transforming and we are very much in the middle of building a new Woodbridge for everybody. And so we're really proud of this particular project because it's going to deal with some of that traffic congestion that we all sit in. I sit in it, you all sit in it, your family sit in it, and we want to be able to address that through this construction project. But we've got to do it with you as a partnership. With that, I'd like to introduce my colleague on the Board of County Supervisors, representing the Neabsco Magisterial District. You have to understand that the line, if you will, the boundary line between the Woodbridge District and the Neabsco District is Neabsco Mills Road at the center line. So you're actually getting a twofer tonight because you have two supervisors here from the 8-member Board of County Supervisors and the longest serving supervisor on the board and a legacy himself, Supervisor John Jenkins from Neabsco. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, VDOT, for your hard work. And I want to thank Frank for keeping this thing going. It's really hard to have two bosses in the same arena wherever you're working. And I think Frank has done a real marvelous job keeping this project in line, and I encourage you to keep doing that. And thank you very much for all you do for Woodbridge and Prince William County.
Thank you, John. So, I'm going to introduce the Director of the Department of Transportation for Prince William County, and then he's going to introduce his team, Rick Canizales.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. Thank you for your time. I know it's Monday night here, and we'll get through these slides quickly here, but I do want to introduce part of our team here. Where our RDA is our consultant on this, and Mark Gunn is our lead engineer on it. Mark is here tonight with us, and I know that we got some right-of-way and some right-of-way issues that are going to come up, and I know Tom Blazer's leading that for us over here in RDA, so appreciate them too. My team, Moa Yubi is our acting engineer and chief engineer of construction, and Javier Ivey is also here as our chief engineer for design. With that said, I'm just going to kind of go through some slides, tell you a little bit about the project, and see if there's any questions at the end that we may answer for you. Obviously, that's the corridor. You see it around all the maps here. It's Neabsco Mills between Smoke Court and mostly Smoke Court. We may look at doing some other things beyond that, but Smoke Court down to Route 1. It's a 4-lane divided project that we're going to try to build out there with a trail and a sidewalk. It is about $33.5 million. This is an example of a projects the way that we have to kind of put them together nowadays, and we have to kind of piece them together, made out of federal, state, regional, and local funds. But once you do put those federal dollars on any project, no matter how much and no matter how little local and the rest of the funds you put in there, you have federalized the project and you must follow all federal requirements, which we are doing with this project. The county is administering this project for VDOT. We are, again, RDA is our design consultant at this point in time. And the project length is almost a mile there with some safety and drainage improvements and a bit of utility relocation that we're going to have to do. It also obviously impacts the school. I know we got Dr. Hill here from Northern Virginia Community College. We do have some impacts to the college, including some of the places where we're going to put some of our ponds and the road itself. And we do have some issues down at the curve there at the bottom as well that you'll see. But that is our typical section that we're following all the way through. It's a 35-mile-an-hour design speed. Some additional design features there. We're going to do 2 signal modifications at Jefferson Davis Highway and Freedom High School in College Drive. We did look, at a point in time, at a traffic circle here in front of the school and in Freedom High School. It did not look, it looked better than it operated, so we decided to move forward with a traditional intersection. We are looking, like I said, at a 10-foot asphalt shared use path and a 5-foot concrete sidewalk. And we are doing that utility relocation as mentioned earlier. We are doing, like I said, it's a federal project that we're doing here, so we do have to go through some NEPA or some federal environmental work. It's a categorical exclusion, and you see some of the things that we're going to have to look at there as you see it. You see that there's also no wetland or stream impacts, which is a good thing, and no anticipated effects on cultural resources, which for a federal project, that is a great thing to know. Neabsco Mills Road, winds to 4 lanes. We got right-of-way acquisition, like I mentioned earlier. We are looking at 14 affected properties with no total takes on this. It's just going to be partial takes on all of them. We haven't identified exactly all the impacts yet, but you can see when you're an affected property owner on these boards. We do have some information, and we do have some information coming our way as the project progresses. But for now, Mr. Scott Hatton, who's also here in the back, he can help you here. He's our right-of-way manager for our team, and Mr. Tim Witter, who also works for him, who's not here tonight. But they will be dealing with the right-of-way issues here for this project, along with RDA. Here's our project schedule. We're looking at the public hearing, the citizen information meeting we're having here today. We're looking to have initiate right away in fall 2019. We're also looking to have that public hearing. I believe that was summer 2019. Utility relocation starts hopefully in the spring, like Supervisor Principi anticipated, and hopefully by then in the spring we'll be able to advertise for construction for about a 2.5-year project for construction, and looking at completion hopefully. We say winter of 2022. I'm really pushing my guys to be done before that, so we're hoping for a little better than that, but winter 2022 is what we're anticipating at this point. That's our project estimate that we discussed a little earlier. You see how it's broken down between the construction, preliminary engineering, and right-of-way phases that we're going through. And again, it's state, federal, and local dollars. We're here to take any comments you have. We take written comments. We're happy to answer any questions. Our project manager for the county is Gladys Arbodella, but she is not here today. But any comments are here. I'm here, as well as I said, Mo and Javier, as well as Scott looking for right-of-way. So we'll take any of your comments or anything you'd like. If not, you can send them to Gladys there at that address. With that, you can also come to our website. You look at current projects to look at a project update of what we're doing. And then you can also see the progression of all the other projects around the county. As Supervisor Principi stated, we have a lot of investment out here in this area. We have a Route 1 project going on out here, a Blackburn trail, boardwalk, parking lot project we have going on. VDOT has an anticipated improvement on Blackburn and Ripon for a signal. We also have the Route 1 projects that VDOT is doing in the 1123 area between Annapolis Way to Mary's Way. The project we're about to get started on that we're also designing right now between Mary's Way on Route 1, Mary's Way to Featherstone. And I also know that Dumfries is also moving forward with design and looking to get some monies here regionally to start on their project through Dumfries. So there's a lot of improvements on Route 1. This is one piece of it to get this whole network together to make sense. And again, the pedestrian facilities will match up with the pedestrian facilities on Route 1. So everything, the network in this area and in Woodbridge is hopefully coming together. The supervisor's been very active in putting in trails and sidewalks to make sure we have these things connected. We're just getting ready to be done with Powell's Creek pedestrian improvement down in Powell's Creek to have a pedestrian bridge over that in that area that connects the sidewalk. So all these things are going on all at once, and it's a major transportation and infrastructure improvements in this area. We hope to help you out, and you can look all those up in our website. If you have any other questions, though, I'm happy to answer them. We'll be sticking around, so will RDA staff, to take any questions you may have around the boards as well.
I'm here representing the church, Harvest Life Changers Church, on behalf of Bishop Laszlo. During the construction, have you already considered the traffic impact and temporary arrangement to deal with traffic in and out of the church location? Or that's something that you're going to do? I mean, have you considered?
No, sir. Traffic impacts of a church usually come on a Sunday. We expect all churches around the county, if they have traffic issues, to be dealing with them at the time of their service with either an off-duty police officer or some kind of mitigation to get the people out of their congregation at the time of service. But the project does not look at the traffic impact for one day in the afternoon to see what we can do to solve that problem. So, no.
But we will, Rick, as we develop as we develop the sequencing, though, we will make sure that we maintain this access in and out of the.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. If that's the way you meant it, yes.
So we'll phase the construction to make sure that your access.
Were you asking? I'm sorry. Were you asking about during construction?
Yeah, during construction.
During construction, no, yes, I'm sorry, Mark, you understood the question properly. My apologies, yes, during construction, we will make sure that you have access and make sure that you have all access necessary to do any activity you're doing through the church at church hours, or if you have something going on during the week, you just let us know.
What you said was also right, to get the police to manage the traffic in and out of the location.
Right, that's usually how it's done through churches around the county, all churches. Dr.
A similar question. We currently have during rush hour folks that take the cutoff through campus when it backs up on Neabsco Mills Road, and this project's going to alleviate it. But I'm anticipating that during construction it's going to get even worse, and we might have more traffic coming through campus. Can the county help us with VDOT to get some speed bumps put in? Because we
can talk about
several years ago,
we can talk about that.
because we've had,
Yes.
okay.
We can talk about that offline, and definitely take a look at something like that. I know that you have that cut-through problem. I know it exists today, and you're right, it may be exacerbated by the project, and we can sit down with you and your facility staff and see what ideas we can come up with. If it comes out to be some speed tables, we can go ahead and help with that. Any other questions? Staff?
I do. Well, I was waiting for everybody else.
Yes, sir.
So for Hanco Center, is there any way to put a left-hand turn lane coming off of Route 1? Because you have a lot of businesses back there.
Off of Route 1?
Yeah, so if you come off Route 1 onto Neabsco Mills Road,
Yes.
and then right there to your left is the entrance to Hanco Center.
Yes.
Because right now, anybody coming north or south on Route 1 will not be able to get in there, and they're going to have to go all the way up to the church. I guess this is the first place to turn around?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
What we're doing at the church also, and I'm not sure, did we put it in these plans?
Yes. Yeah.
We did understand that issue, and we did come in and at the entrance here, at the school entrance, what we did is we put additional, and you can see there how it sticks out, the additional asphalt there, so the U-turns for any vehicle, including trucks, could be made safely. because that is the way into that, into that area.
But during traffic, you're not going to be able to turn left and make that turn like that.
Correct.
So basically what I'm saying
It's gonna be much more
is,
difficult,
unless you're going to
yes.
go up way further or come down the right-hand side of Neabsco Mills Road, you're really not going to get into any of those businesses down near that turn, including Hanco Center.
We are trying to mitigate it through the U-turn, but you're right. If not, if you want a controlled intersection, you would have to come all the way up to the entrance of the two schools here to make that turn. We can examine it. We just know that it's very difficult to get VDOT to agree to putting something in that close to a major intersection. It becomes an access management issue for them. But we can look at it. There have been exemptions made. There have been things done, and we can take a look with our engineering team what a solution may be.
Gotcha. Because what I'm also
But-
worried about is the Hometown Auto Repair and Tire, which is on Route 1. Everybody's going to start cutting through there, including all the tow trucks, all the...
Are you talking through here?
Correct, yes.
Is there easements through here?
Well, we were nice enough to put one, but we haven't put a gate yet. We don't really want to.
Yeah.
But we also can't have, 150 vehicles coming through there a day that aren't part of the, part of our store.
Again, I'm more than happy to take a look at possible solutions, but I just want to mention that there are going to be some hurdles to get
Sure.
through to be able to get something like that, and I'm not sure we'll be able to get over them, but we're more than happy to try.
Great.
Rick,
Yes, sir.
in addition to looking at the turn lane, can you throw into the mix a traffic signal and test whether or not traffic signal would be more effective than a turn lane?
A traffic signal at the same location he's speaking of, sir?
Same location.
Sir, at that point, it's very close to the intersection. We're going to have to look at an exemption to even get in there. A traffic signal would completely eliminate the possibility of being able to turn through there because it's too close to another traffic signal. It's only, how far away is that, Mark, do you think?
And the queue to Route 1 actually comes back to that location that we're speaking about, so you would have spillover, and so that signal would not be able to operate properly.
So that looks like it's only about 250 feet away from the Route 1 signal, so to put a signal 250 feet away is putting one from here to where you see that door right there. It would be very difficult. But we'll take a look at whatever you'd like us to take a look at. Commissioner?
With that respect, I noticed on the diagram that the signal modifications are at the north entrance for Nova and Freedom High School and at Route 1.
Correct.
But when you talk about and look at the queuing and the traffic integration, we've had a new light get put in on Dale Boulevard for the exit off of 95. It might be a better opportunity to actually signalize the south entrance to Nova and the church, as opposed to trying to do something too close to the intersection where with the federal regulations, you generally got to have like 700 feet, be able to have some of the connections.
We'll take a look at a signal warrant for that signal in order to have a control there if the left isn't allowed. So we'll be...
If you have the traffic loop in the northbound turn lane, that can trigger the light so that it can allow for a break and then someone can turn safely.
We'll take a look. To put up a signal, we have to warrant it, and it has to meet the warrants that VDOT asks us to meet. And if it does meet some of those warrants, and that is a solution to the issue that we have in front of us, that we will make sure and put that out there as an alternative. Thank you. Any other questions? Well, thank you very much for coming out tonight. It's almost 8 o'clock. We'll be hanging out for a bit longer if you have additional questions. Anything you need, or our information is in the back. It's also as part of the presentation. Please contact us at any time with any questions, any concerns you may have on this project or any other project around the county. Thank you very much again for your time.